Evening, everyone.
What the?
Hey. Long time no see.
I know.
Yeah. It's been a week or two. Feels like forever.
Yeah, we've had stuff going on. Shit happens. Oh, they're trickling in. There you go.
Yeah, we'll give them a minute.
Awesome.
What I got going on over here?
Did you have a chance to look at any of that stuff on Guns and Gadgets? He did a long one with, I guess, with the owner of SB Tactical. And they were talking about the whole situation with the pistol braces and whatnot.
I didn't get to dig into it too much today and yesterday, but I'm over here now doing some research.
It was just good watching the video, listening to, you're actually hearing from the guy who is the CEO or the owner of SB Tactical, who's one of the main producers of pistol braces, and all the hoops he tried to jump through for the ATF, only for them to turn around and screw him.
Well, the thing is once the ATF is on your ass, that you're not going to be able to satisfy them.
No. I mean, but it was interesting hearing his perspective and what he was talking about, the things he'd had to go through, and just all the hoops he jumped through for the ATF. So it was an interesting little bit to watch, but it's kind of long, like I said, because Guns and Gadgets usually only about 5 or 6 minutes. This one was over an hour.
You mean the ATF was being like an overreaching weenie? When has that ever happened?
Yep. What's up, everyone? Good to see you this evening. We're back in one form or another.
So I'm on the NRA website trying to get all this stuff rolled into one. Apparently on January 30th, the ATF, they tried to push a rule through about stabilizing braces. Let's see.
You can say what you want to about the NRA, Demon, but from what I'm understanding, the guy from SB Tactical, the NRA approached him at SHOT Show, and they're helping flip the bill to fight this with him, with their attorneys. So that's the first time I've seen the NRA do anything worth a shit in a long time.
Well, it's probably starting to get into their pockets,
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about it. Usually they're big. No, I'm not saying they're not without fault, Demon. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's good to see them doing something positive for a change instead of just taking money. So, but he said that they approached him at SHOT Show and wanted to get in on the fight and help him, which I thought was pretty good, considering how much it costs to fight the damn federal government. Does the NRA website have anything on there about it?
Well, what I'm looking at right here, it says that one of ATF's most recent major rules was struck down by the United States Courts of Appeals in the Fifth Circuit. It said that the agency's stabilizing brace rules should meet the same end fate for the same reasons.
Yeah, but see, I believe it when I see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it will assume. But yeah, you're right. one would think common sense and justice would prevail, but that's a big if. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, yes. But we all know this is definitely not perfect.
This is a clown show.
Well,
Mhm.
3 hours ago, it says gun rights groups rally together, vow to fight back against the ATF pistol break rules if they take effect.
Right.
It says the ATF will be met by a united front of gun owners and gun activists all in one. So that's what they got to do. They got to stand together. I mean,
Well, here's the thing, think about our opposition. Let's think about the liberals and DNC and all those fucktards. They will cry, scream, and bitch about having a hangnail, about something not being painted pink, whatever. And they'll whine, cry, and bitch until they get their way every time. And we always cave to them. You would think by now, the other side would have learned and taken a page out of their fucking playbook because they're thick as fucking thieves. They always are. They band together like, it's like this. And you can't ever get the damn conservatives to do it. They're too busy fucking with each other, or half of them are damn wolves in sheep clothing representing the DNC's interests, selling out.
True.
Just my opinion, but that's I don't understand what's so fucking hard. It's not rocket science.
That's a good point right there.
There shouldn't be any. It's infringement. They're plain and simple. But the problem is, when these rules have been put in place, there was an opposition to stop it. And that's what they're aiming for now. I mean, you've got an agency basically writing law, and unless the skids are put to it quickly, it'll become law. Now, think about the bump stocks, or not the bump stocks, think about the braces. Yes, Demon, they're a hive mind. Whatever the people at the top of the food chain think is what they all think. You're absolutely right. The thing about the whole pistol brace thing is it potentially can make tens of thousands of Americans fucking felons overnight for not really doing anything wrong. And not only that, but, think about people who own a Shockwave shotgun. Okay? And there's another brand of shotgun similar to it. I don't remember. It's made by Remington. I don't know what it's called. According to the damn way that law is being, or this new, whatever you call it, it's not a law. The way it reads, the shockwaves become NWOs, or AOWs, I'm sorry, AOWs. And they become class 3 weapons. So if you've got a shockwave shotgun, that's not even a carbine or a semi-auto pistol. It's a damn shotgun. Now you're a felon if you don't register. So, they're setting a bunch of people up to be basically felons overnight for not really breaking the law. In my opinion.
Yeah, well, it kind of like everything else is the fact that the left controls the narrative. They have for a long time. There's not enough conservative / libertarian folks out there that actually believe in the Second Amendment as to how it pertains to, the electorate that are being heard. I mean, again, it's kind of like this whole tranny thing. If you can indoctrinate people from, preschool on up that all guns are bad and anything pertaining to them are bad, then it becomes a cultural thing. And, by the time that all these little crumb snatchers are voting age, and or running for office age. Yeah, it's just ingrained in them now.
Well, yeah. I mean, it'll grow. Basically, it'll grow legs of its own,
Right.
if you allow it to. You know, I'm no attorney by any means, and if you're somebody who owns one of these devices, you're going to have to make a choice. You know, and no problem, Demon. Have a good evening, brother. You're either A, going to have to comply, or B, you're going to have to wait and see where the lawsuits go. Now, in theory, if the lawsuits don't gain traction before the end date of when this law goes, or this ordinance, whatever the hell you want to call it, I'm sorry, I can't call it a law because it's not. When this goes into effect, then effectively you're in violation in their eyes. Now, constitutionally, you're not.
So if I own a blunderbuss, let's just say I own a blunderbuss, right?
Yeah.
Am I breaking the law?
No. As long as that blunderbuss is not under a certain size.
Oh, well,
I don't get it.
Many of them were.
Well, but see, I don't know.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
I fully understand. I mean, the whole premise. I've heard so many things about this whole debacle, and they already had some nonsense in there. They later had to retract and say it was wrong. It was on their website for the ATF. Something about to the effect: if you have an NFA item, let's say you own an SBR and you go to the gun range, okay, and you hand that SBR over to your buddy that's with you, say, yeah, go ahead and empty a mag in that target down there, or whatever, okay, that you are committing a felony by letting somebody else use your NFA item, which is completely incorrect. If you're standing there with them, there is no violation. Now, if I had an NFA item and say, hey, Sax, man, here, you can borrow it for the weekend. Now, there's a problem, okay, because I'm not physically with him. But if you're standing side by side in a range, there's nothing's being done illegally. So they had to go and retract that. I mean, it's like whoever's writing this shit for the ATF is a fucktard, and the people at the ATF who are approving this and trying to push it through are idiots. This is all political, every bit of it. You know, and it's just them throwing shit at the wall to see what'll stick. That's all it is. And
probably some intern.
Huh?
Probably some 20-year-old intern.
Probably a Berkeley graduate. Wouldn't surprise
me. Yeah, right.
I mean, they think you're supposed to use harsh language and rubber dildos to defend yourself, I guess. So, but, you know, they've set up so many hurdles. Like I know originally, and somebody in the chat can correct me because I may be incorrect here, but I know at one point they were saying that you'd be grandfathered in and you wouldn't have to pay the $200 tax if you had a AR pistol with a brace. Well, then they put a bunch of criteria in there, a bunch of points where if it was allowed to have so many points, if it got over that, then you had to pay the $200 tax. So most AR pistols, from what I understand, will not qualify for grandfathering. You'll still have to pay the tax stamp. Now, I may be incorrect, and if I am, tell me. This is just from what I've read. And then the other thing is that for people who have AR pistols, if you're going to have to make it into an NFA item, if you register it as a pistol, it's a pistol for life, from the way I understand it. You cannot modify it. So if you register it as a pistol, you can't put a stock on it. You're stuck with a fucking brace for the lifetime of that firearm. All right? Why in the hell would you do that? Just go ahead and make it an SBR if you're going to do that. If you're one of those people who feels like, the brown shirt's going to be beating down my door May 1st if I haven't got this thing registered, I got family to think of, this, that, and other. I just am not comfortable not, waiting for the legal end to work its way out. And you choose to go ahead and register, which is your right. That's fine. Why not go ahead and just make it a damn SBR? At least make it a functional weapon.
Well, I'm thinking that's the goal that they want.
Well, they're going to that's what they're going to make the pistol braces as. They're going to make it where they're considered SBRs, but I'm saying you can't change the configuration on them. What I'm understanding, it's bastardized. As soon as you register as a pistol, it's got to stay a pistol.
Right. Well, the point I'm getting at is that may be their end goal, right? Is for everybody to take their weapons back to standardized use as opposed to paying the taxes.
Right. Well, we've all heard people say one thing or another. They will not comply. They'll do this. They'll do that. Now, what I want to say is, and I may catch flack for this, but I'm a firm believer that the whole AR brace was a workaround for an SBR. That's my opinion. People can hate me for it. That's fine. But I truly think that's what it was. I understand it helped people that were handicapped or whatever to help them, stabilize one, or somebody who was younger, whatever. But for somebody, it's so easy to shoulder fire one now. If you have a brace, anybody's ever had one with a brace on it. And it allows you to make basically an SBR without the tax stamp, without going through all the hassle. You can make it at home, mill you out an 80% receiver, buy you a strip receiver, however you want to do it. And I think it got turned into something maybe it wasn't intended to be originally. And so many people jumped on the bandwagon, the ATF said, oh, hell, wait a minute now. They're finding a way to keep paying tax. We need to get that revenue.
Well, when they say and you help me if I'm wrong here, when they say in a fixed stock, right?
Uh-huh.
They're wrapping up all folding stocks and things of that nature, right? Or quick removal stocks.
Yeah.
Right. So an adjustable length stock does not fall into that category.
Well, yeah, it does. If you can read through the incredible gobbledygook nonsense and their damn what they put with the register, Federal Register, or whatever, it talks in circles. Like you'll be in one point and you think it's one way, and then you'll get some on another page and it will change what you thought. You understand what I'm saying? Like at one point you think, okay, well, if it's not a fixed stock, it's adjustable, I'm good to go. Then you'll read, 20 paragraphs later, it'll cover the adjustable stocks. And they tried to be as vague and confusing as they possibly could, from what I've read.
Right. So pretty much, if you don't have a big ass block of plastic, stationary plastic on the back of your AR, you're against the rules.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, Ozzy brings up another good point too. Anyone who's ever filed a Form 1 or Form 4, it takes forever to get shit back from the ATF. All right. I know I know I've heard of people going over a year for stuff. Well, the way this is set up, when that form hits the desk of one of these paper pushing people with ATF, if it takes over 88 days, then your shit time's out. Okay. So here you are. Okay, now check this shit out. You're trying to be John Q. Public, follow the letter of the law. Okay, I've got an AR pistol. I'm going to do what they're saying to do because I don't want to get jammed up behind the Fed. I don't want no jackboot thugs beating down my door at 2 a.m. So you send in your paperwork, you do everything you're supposed to do, send your check. The ATF don't get your shit back within an 88-day period. Now you've been denied, okay? And you now are in possession of a NFA item without a tax stamp. And you told them you have it and where you fucking live. Everybody here's got more than 30 IQ points. They can figure that shit out. So, just saying. You see the quandary. It's a catch-22 in the worst way. I mean, you know, because they don't have enough personnel as it is. It used to be denied like that and miss that 88-day period or whatever it was is few and far between. But now that you're making 10 million fucking pieces of equipment be damn registered, do you think the ATF has enough personnel for that? Fuck no.
Well, you got to think, like Damon said earlier, there's over 40 million in circulation.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's no way.
Yeah, and here's the thing I noticed over the weekend too. I went to a gun show, and you could buy damn AR pistols. You could buy fully built out AR pistols. Saxman can attest to this.
Yeah.
With optics. For under what were they 6?
Yeah, well, some of them were under 6, but there were quite a few under 5, right at 5.
Yeah, I mean, completely tricked out, ready to go. Load up a mag and off to the range. You know, they're trying to unload them because they're worried about this. And you know, I'm one of those damn gear hounds. I'll be looking online all the time at different deals. You've got websites already listing AR pistols as NFA items in preparation for this. See, what needs to happen, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, every fucking gun vendor, manufacturer, retailer, organization, whatever, should all band together as one big-ass united group and cry foul and throw everything they got at the fucking federal government and overwhelm them. Bury their ass in fucking paper. My philosophy is the way you stop this shit too, and we've talked about this before. Since the government's always the one that seems to want to screw the taxpayer, the law-abiding citizen in the ass every time because of the greater good need for safety. Well, if you're going to create surtax and all these different things where I can't have a weapon or it costs me $75 for a box of 2223s, then you can bet your ass when you motherfuckers need to order ammo from Olin or wherever the hell you get it, Lake City, you're going to pay the same fucking price that the public pays.
Oh yeah, it would be nice to be on the offensive. You know,
that's the way you beat this shit.
Yeah,
that's how you stop
constantly on the defensive
and start putting limits on what they can fucking get. Well, if a damn law-abiding citizen don't get a box of ammo every 6 months, the same thing goes for y'all.
I'm just trying to figure out what kind of rifles they were selling for less than 500. Was it American Tactical or don't know?
I do not remember, brother. I remember that I saw me and Saxman stopped because there's a table of them and they had optics on them.
And there were also buy one get one frees.
Yeah, well, that was for the 22s.
Yeah, but still, I mean, no, that was for short barrel shotguns, shotguns that had a basically a handle on the front.
Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of different things. People are trying to unload shit because they don't know what the hell's going to happen with the law.
Yeah,
fucking BOGO guns.
Yeah. That's the first time I've ever seen that, man.
You could buy a Heritage Rough Rider. Everybody knows what the old classic 6-gun, 22. They had it where you buy one get one free.
Yep.
Wow.
And then they had, like he said, there were some other deals. I don't remember what exactly they were. We saw a couple of different buy one get ones, and this was a little gun show. This wasn't even a big one, you know. And I said, well, damn. But I was shocked to see that, you know, stuff went jacked up beyond all belief. I mean, you could get a full. I think I saw a M&P AR-15 for under 500.
Wow.
One table. Now, I mean, that's not top of the line, but it'll go bang every time you pull the damn trigger.
Right. Well, I figured it was either Americans or PSAs, one or the other. I mean, that's usually your low lines. I mean, they're functional. Don't get me wrong. They just
I don't know. I honestly don't know what brand they were. I didn't look because I wasn't in the market for them. I just noticed they had a shit ton of them, and they were tricked out. And I want to say they had fins on them. They didn't have the SB braces or the Magpul brace on them. They had fins. Didn't they have fins on them?
Yeah, they had fins.
But for $600, under $600, wherever they were with optics, I mean, granted, the optics may have been Chinese in, but if they worked, they worked. You know,
that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know, those Heritage pistols, very, very functional, lifetime warranty. Just want to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And fun to plink with.
Yeah, I've got one.
And if
I
you
just
want
went by with the Magnum.
Yeah, if you want to upgrade to the Magnum, $25 on the Heritage website. They'll send it right on to you.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll be looking at that then. I'd much rather have a Magnum.
$25.
Okay, good to know.
You can get slabs for all kinds of decorative slabs for them for $30 for a set.
Okay.
And they make more. They make more than a 22. They make 45 long coats. What else do they? I think they make a 357 as well.
Do they really?
They do.
Okay. I've got a 22 Rough Rider in an old-fashioned leather, like cowboy holster.
Yeah, I've got the Heritage with the 22 mag in it, and it's the short barrel, not the short barrel, but not the elongated one like the normal one they sell. It's hot sale, and I've got the leather dark and tan holster for mine as well.
Okay, nice.
It's got the American flag grips on it. I mean, it's nice. It's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect snake gun. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a good bug out gun too because it's small and you don't have to worry about jamming. Just carry a box of them CCI we can move on down the road.
Yeah, people knock 22s, but you know how many 22 rounds you can carry?
A lot.
A lot.
Shit ton, buddy. Shit ton. Ozzy, why can't you buy one in Minnesota? They just don't have them, or is there some kind of damn ordinance against them? I saw where he said he can't buy one there.
Well, you can damn sure buy them in Georgia because that's where they're made at.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they've got a no questions asked policy on the returns, man. If you have one issue with it, you send it off, they fix it, send it right back to you.
Okay.
No
Cool.
questions asked.
Well, I've been happy with mine. For what I gave, I bought it new. I didn't give about $125 for it.
Man, I caught them on sale for $79.
That's a damn bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know they make a short one that's called what's it called, a barman or a bartender or something like that.
Yeah, and they've got it's got like a 2-inch barrel on it, I think. And then they make one that's called I don't even remember. They got a revolver one that's a rifle, a Heritage rifle revolver.
Okay, I'm familiar with that one.
And they've got one that's got like a pistol that's got like an 18-inch barrel on it.
The Ranch Carbine.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. That's pretty awesome. I like that.
Well, what do we want to hit next? We want to hit the First Amendment, or we want to hit Kari Lake?
Let's let's hit Kari Lake a little bit, and then we'll go into the First Amendment.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome.
So, I'll kind of lead off a little bit. I just done a little bit of researching on it earlier. So apparently, Kari Lake is causing a little bit of turmoil, which is fine. That should happen. There should always be pushback if there's any questions regarding any sort of elections or anything. It's a question and attitude, right? We have that right. So apparently, they're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we'll just call it like it is. The leftist news network is calling her blatant, falsely claims of ideas and without any support of evidence or anything like that. And she turns around and files a 70-page lawsuit, right? So by what you were telling me earlier, T, is they're saying she didn't have the right to view signatures or something like that?
Something. Let me read real quick here. This is off the Guardian, by the way, in case the YouTube overlords are trying to follow us. Basically, the Secretary of State for Arizona, Adria Fontes, made the comment that only authorized government officials in the scope of their duties are supposed to be able to have access or share voter signatures, if the way I'm reading this correctly. And I guess Kari Lake must have had some she used as an example in her lawsuit or something. I'm not really, it doesn't go into a lot of detail about it, but they're trying to say that it's a Class 6 felony charge, and that's what they're trying to do. Now, from what I'm understanding, in the next couple of days, I believe she goes to court with her lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken. And they think that this might be, their attempt to thwart that, because the reason she had the signatures was, it showed the mismatching signatures of the different voters. And they're trying to say that she committed a felony by sharing that. So the premise is ridiculous. That's what I'm reading straight off the Guardian. So I guess if you're not a government official and you're running for a government agency and you feel like, there was some shenanigans going on, and for you to step up and show proof of it, that's not okay. Because you weren't a government official in a capacity to have access to those.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest anyway if you were a government of? I mean, that's one of the old. It doesn't matter who wins; it matters who can. Who's counting the votes.
Well, it's just like the person who ran against her. I mean, she was over the voting, right? Or was directly involved in it.
Yeah.
And you're going. I mean, think about that.
Exactly. That's it. It doesn't matter who votes or who wins. It matters who's counting the votes.
And just to be clear, I am not saying there was fraud. I'm merely repeating what is listed on the Guardian's website to share knowledge. Just saying. Everybody here can draw their own conclusion. They've got more than 30 IQ points.
What if I'm at 29?
Do what?
I said, what if I'm at 29 IQ?
We'll help pull you over the threshold. We'll be like an Army recruiter.
That means I'm going to the Coast Guard, right?
Hey, you can be all you can be somewhere.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Did you hear about the general in the Air Force, what he said?
No.
There's a 4-star general. Forgive me because I do not have his name in front of me. But he made a statement that he believes we will be in an armed conflict and war with China by 2025.
Oh, I did see that.
The
Well,
DOJ shit their pants and tried to back away from, or not DOJ, but the whoever, they tried to back away from it because Department of Defense, I guess. But he sent some kind of memo or something out to airmen telling them they need to be able to hit. I forget what the target was. They need to be able to hit with a sidearm. And he made it clear that if they went into a conflict, they would win, and they wanted China to know that they were going to get their ass handed to them.
That's pretty damn bold, man.
Well, I mean, when you got a 4-star general saying, "Look, this is what's about to happen," I kind of believe the 4-star general.
So I'm wondering how long it's going to take for them to retire him then.
This didn't look like this. Okay, no hate towards Schwarzkopf. Any of you remember him? But this guy seemed like he was a little bit. He wasn't quite done on his shelf life. And if they tried to retire him, there could be some issues.
Well, he didn't say nothing about the Clintons, did he?
No, he did not.
Okay. No.
But he looked like he might be able to know how to handle some shit. So,
well, I mean, and you seen, now this is we're kind of going off a path, everybody, but it kind of coincides with, I've seen a news report, and this was CNN, okay, came off of CNN News Network, something about China's wanting to take Taiwan, which they've been talking about that, right? But apparently it's starting to get towards the progressive point of it. And it did state on there that the U.S. would fight on Taiwan's side. So that could be a conflict coming sooner than 2025 or whatever.
Correct.
That general said.
Well, think about this too, Vanguard. We've been hearing all this bullshit about Ukraine, sending tanks to Ukraine, everything else. But if you notice, our focus has been completely taken off the Pacific Theater. What usually happens when the 24-hour news cycle does that? Just think about it. If all our attention is being directed somewhere else, you can bet your ass in a steak dinner that there's something else going on where you ain't looking.
Yep.
Probably worse.
I don't know. I was just thinking about all of the God, can you imagine all of this money being sent to Ukraine? Yeah. And then getting in a conflict with China, and I'm not sure, are they the first or second or third on the world economy stage now? They've got money to throw at a war, and they got people.
Yeah, but
so think about the money. I'm just talking about at home, okay? How much that's going to cost you and me?
Oh, it'll be crippling. It'll be crippling whether we go to war with Russia or we go to war with Taiwan. Actually, if we go to war with Taiwan, it's going to be worse because all our fucking electronics.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't be able to get a radio-controlled RC car. Everything's fucking Taiwan or China.
You won't be able to get a 19-inch light-up beaded dildo either.
Nope, you won't. They'll be, you know what? They'll be fighting in the streets over that shit in San Francisco.
No more wish orders. Damn it.
Just saying. But the one thing about America that's always, well, at least in the past, I know it did with the Japanese during World War II, but one thing that America's always had going for it in the past is the citizenry was armed. You know, and they knew that if they ever tried to invade the United States, not only were they going to have to deal with the military, they're going to have to deal with the people. Because there's more of us than there are the fucking military.
You got to count in patriotic citizens.
Well, I'm talking about back. Okay, I get that, but I'm talking about back in the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Back in the day, I mean, you'd had every Tom, Dick, and Harry owned a damn shotgun, a 30-30, a damn 22 Marlin, whatever the hell they had. They'd be out there on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, pack a sack lunch, go kick some ass.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. I was talking to my wife about that.
That's right.
The drone
That's
attack
right.
in Iran, yeah.
Now, do you think Israel did that?
I don't know.
Here's the thing that's ironic about that. You know, some news agencies said it was one place got hit, and some said it was more than one. Did you see that? There's conflicting reports of how many locations. So,
Wait,
yeah.
so you mean it's kind of like when Ukraine, Ukraine shot a missile at their own border at Poland? Is that what you're talking about? That kind of scenario?
No, it was like some news agencies were saying such and such a bod got hit. And then other news agencies were saying such and such a bod and Ububabod and Ububabod got hit. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, no.
Is that not what it usually sounds like?
Oh. Do not even know what you're talking about.
You know, but yeah, I when it first happened, I started hearing about it. I watched some video footage of one plant being hit. But there was other news agencies, not American news agencies, mind you, if I remember correctly. Like these were either other Middle Eastern or Asian something, might have been Indian. And they were reporting there was other locations. So, I mean, I've gotten to the point now where I don't trust any news agency here in the States because they shade everything. Especially the MSN stuff, the mainstream networks. I don't trust them so much as further than I can throw them. They completely misreport, mislead the American people, and steer them like a bunch of fucking sheep for ratings, money. I mean, that's what they're about. They're not about giving you the news. They're about stirring shit up.
It's always good to wait till the day after and watch Sky News.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The damn Brits. That's how it is. And the Australians. So, but yeah, I mean, it's the point now where I'll go to one of their news outlets and look at stuff before I look at ours. Because see, they have no dog in the fight. So they're not trying to protect one political entity or the other. They're just telling you what they know. So that's what I like about them. And I know the damn Aussies, they can't stand Biden. They think he's a moron.
Well, I'm trying to pull something up that's going to make y'all laugh.
I'm all about comedy.
Well, this is what they should have put on the news over there. See if I can get it to.
When you have a bad day, give up. Hope.
Can y'all hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Somebody knows what I'm playing.
Yeah. I love that.
When you have a bad day, give up. Go home and sleep. Fuck it. Try again tomorrow. Not every bad day can become a good day. Some days are fucked, cannot be unfucked. When you have a day that is fucked beyond repair, that is the universe speaking to you, sending you a message. Listen to the universe. Go home. Save your energy. Tomorrow is another day. For now, just fucking chill.
The day is fucked.
All right. Remember I was telling you some news agencies were saying more than one location got hit. I'm on Nova News. I cannot pronounce it. I'm gonna hope that maybe this is Italian or something. I don't know, Spain. But apparently there was at least 5 cities hit. Okay. Production facilities in at least 5 cities. 5, not 1, 5. See, 5. But again, I'm not on a U.S. site to find this. So,
Well, they hit a bunch of munitions manufacturers, didn't they? Is that what I said?
One of the plants is who supplies the drones to Russia.
Oh.
Okay. The plant may be one of the factories where the Shahed 136 drones were supplied to Russia and used in the war in Ukraine. Appears to be a coordinated attack. 2 other cities were hit. Hamadan and the capital province, same name. And then north Azar, Sayer. I can't pronounce none of this shit. We'll just go Ubadubajan and Ubajan. It's easier. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different places that got hit. They're saying that Israel suspected. One thing I can say about the Israelis, whether you like them or not, them some bitches get shit done. I mean, they are a fly in the fucking ointment if they get after you. So.
Yeah, Reuters says it's or Reuters says it has to be the Israelis.
Well, it just seems ironic that if they actually hit a production plant that makes the drones for Russia, that makes me think that it's more than just Israelis. Now, the Israelis may have helped orchestrate the strike, but it seems awfully convenient that they're targeting where the drones are manufactured and distributed from for the fight with Ukraine. I don't believe in coincidences when it's dealing with these fucktards. There's more at play here, in my opinion. So, just something to think about.
No, everything's always copacetic.
Damn, Palmetto.
What'd she say?
I said, damn, Palmetto. She's saying the white supremacists bombed Iran.
Watching CNN, are you?
Damn.
Tan on tan violence.
We would have to come up with a whole new terminology to make the Israelis out to be the bad guys. What would you call them? Sabbath supremacists?
I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Well, I mean, you know, give them 24 hours, damn media will find something to call them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if they did it and they went over and stomped the shit out of Iran, more power to them.
They do have a wall, so.
Well, I mean, I could see it being spun that, you know, some guy from Lower Alabama infiltrated one of the units and
he was in the Mossad.
Billy Bob Schwartz.
Oh. That'd be Bubba Golden.
Bubba Goldschlager. Mm-hmm.
Goldstein. Oh, man.
Oh, Lord.
all right.
Well,
I guess now we can roll into the First Amendment for the students.
There you go.
Just being suppressed, right?
There you are. That's it. apparently there's an organization called Young Americans for Liberty, and I want to say it's based in Texas, but I might be incorrect there. Basically, it's a active youth liberty organization, Pro 2A, and their chapter ran into an issue with the University of Crichton, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in North Dakota, maybe. Apparently, the main thing was that because they were listing posters and flyers that showed firearms, they were going to have to take those down or change them and cover all of the firearms related pictures, or else they could not participate in whatever they were trying to do, or have a little table to hand out information or recruit people to the organization. And the university basically took the side that you're either going to do it this way or you're not going to do it. And they said, now if you want to try and register it as a something along the lines of let's see if I can pull it up on my phone, because this site doesn't show me the way they had it worded. Basically, it came down to if you wanted to not do that and you still wanted to use the same images, that was fine, but you'd have to jump through a bunch of hoops. And it would be because you'd have to go in front of a board or committee as if it was a offensive or a controversial topic and get approval in order to do it. But I guarantee you, if you want to go through there and do an Antifa food drive, they like to eat their soup and throw it too. Or anything, trans, gender, all ages line dancing, they'd be fine with it. But because they have firearms as Pro 2A, they want to take a stance. Well, I mean, you can't be cake and eat it too. I mean, I understand they're a college, and I want to say it's a Catholic college of some sort. I might be wrong. So I kind of get they're trying to avoid that, but my question is, what other things are they not allowing the students to do too? You see what I'm saying? You can't limit one viewpoint and allow the other. You either got to allow everything or nothing. And I'm sure there's other universities out there doing the same thing or something similar, along, violating First Amendment rights. It's like, no, you can't have a voice on that because that's too controversial. Well, who the fuck are you to determine what's too controversial?
Controversy sparks debate, man. But then again, they don't want fair debates either.
No, it's whatever the tenured professors say it is.
Yeah.
That's the gospel. Doesn't matter if they're all graduates from fucking Berkeley and smoked half the brain cells away when they're doing their doctorate. And I'll subscribe to they're on the mailing list for George Soros today. So, but yeah, it's just an article I read. Of all places, that particular article about the Young Americans being censored was in Firearms News. Maybe you're familiar with old Shotgun News magazines you used to be able to get in the grocery store. It's now called Firearms News. There was actually an article on this. That's where I saw it, and that's what made me look at it. But again, I think what you have is your universities now. I mean, look at your own school systems. They're doing the same thing. They don't mind pushing one narrative as long as it's what the mainstream narrative is. So if everybody's saying, you're supposed to have trans, bake sales and, sex education in kindergarten, they're cool with that. But God forbid, putting metal detectors and armed people protecting the schools and shit like that. Can't have none of that shit.
So you can put up something that is a constitutional right, but you can't put up something that is a constitutional right because that's controversial. But you can put up something that is
Moral.
that is deviant. Which, yeah, exactly. Which, you're talking about being a Catholic school. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know but it kind of reminds me of a little article that I had read earlier this week about the Pope and him kind of backtracking on homosexuality. It may or may not be a sin. Yeah,
might or might not be. What kind of bullshit is that?
And his rollback to it was, well, of course, anything that's premarital is a sin. I was like, well, yeah.
Well, okay, wait.
But again, this is
marriage by definition is the holy union under God between a man and a woman.
Whoa. Can't say that.
Okay. I just did. Okay, excuse me. That's what it used to be. I'm sure it's changed now. But that's what it said. Right? So, I mean, the Pope's supposed to be old school. Now, you don't get much more old school than that. I mean, and he's backpedaling?
Oh, okay, hold on. But just put this into context. This particular Pope is not a friend to all Catholics, okay? What he said was, in his backtrack, was that homosexuality is not a crime and that any sexual act outside of marriage is a sin. And this is from the Catholic News Service, okay? But yeah, he says, it's a sin, but it's not a crime. Okay, it's not. It's not a crime. You want to, fly your flag, do it. But that's just odd coming from this guy. The right-hand man of God.
Yeah, I mean, to go back real fast on this university is a Jesuit Catholic university.
Yeah, there you go.
So, look at Palmetto. She's getting after it.
Not to dog on the Catholics. I know all the.
I'm married to one, dude.
All the denominations have their problems, but that just kind of struck me as what?
Well, but if you think about it, over the years, and again, I'm not throwing shade on the Catholic religion whatsoever, but isn't it, in my opinion, and maybe I'm the only one that sees it, it seems to me the past few popes we've had have each gotten a little bit more flaky or liberal, or I don't know. They're not sticking to the old doctrine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd worked with a few of them a couple of years ago, and they were saying, the past two popes, they were just, nope, we prescribed to whatever this pope back here said, and these other two are just waiting in the poll of public opinion. So
okay, gotcha. Well, Palmetto, you understand that with some of the people we have in Washington right now, they regard the Bible as a cartoon, right? Or a comic book. And I'm not being sacrilegious. I'm just stating fact. The Bible doesn't mean anything to them. Unless they can manipulate it to benefit them, their power, and their voter base.
I'm a practicing Catholic. Isn't that what your president said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll kill Never mind. Sorry, I stopped. I stopped.
You're absolutely right, Palmetto. Absolutely right. Spot on with that statement. I agree. You know, the Bible and the Constitution, they disregard both of them unless it's convenient to them. Now, I'll tell you something else. Something else people need to watch, and a couple different things just in closing. One, if the Supreme Court continues to side with the people, or more along the lines of what they should be doing, like doing their job, don't think that they're not still considering trying to pack that bitch. They'd love to do that, and they'd love to make DC a state.
Yeah.
I think the only reason they haven't done it yet is either A, they haven't gotten the traction yet, or they ain't got all the pieces in place yet. One or the other. The other thing is, you know, I'm seeing a lot of chatter about. I saw an article somewhere, but I can't remember which side it was. But they were talking about. One was talking about camel toe running for 2024, which that in itself is just hilarious. But in this clown car world, who knows? And the other one was her being kicked to the curb to get a more viable running mate for bed shitter. I personally think the only way that the DNC pulls this dumpster fire out in their favor, well, there's a couple ways, but the way I'm going to say, they've got to get rid of their lame duck person they've got right now. And just like Palmetto said, neither one of them are viable. One's a laughing hyena moron, and the other one, you know, there's only two things he knows how to find, and one of them's ice cream.
There's a silver alert waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah, Ozzy, you may have a good point there about Manchin and Sinema standing in their way. Those are another two flies in the ointment of the damn DNC. It is kind of our saving grace on some of this shitty stuff that's been going on. Because you're right, if they ever got rid of the filibuster, there would be a lot of bad shit happening.
And it'd be more in your face than not.
Do what?
They said it would be more in your face than not because they can.
Right. Well, I mean,
it's demoralizing.
Right. And the government wants to demoralize the conservatives and the patriots. They want us demoralized. They want us beat down. They want us to be pliable because they don't want opposition. They want to stay in power indefinitely, get rich off our backs, and rape the country for their own gain. That's all they're about. They're not about serving the people. So, I'm done.
Crazy world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, there's just so much shit going on, y'all. It's hard to keep up with it.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. For about 2 days, I didn't look at any news. Felt healthier for some reason.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. It should have consumed you.
Let's see.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure there'll be something stupid going on between now and next Thursday, or this Thursday. We'll have more goodies to drop. Palmetto, I will try and find something positive for a live, but it's hard to do.
You can find puppies or something, cat videos.
Oh, I mean, it very hard to do. I mean, I'm cool with having happy shit to talk about, but this is few and far between. At least from what I've seen. I mean, it's a daily dumpster fire around here.
Yeah, we have endless supply of ammunition for this channel.
Yes, we do. You're absolutely right. You just go to whitehouse.gov and cherry pick which one to talk about.
Right. Which petition the leftists have put up,
Well, one thing we can hit on, just to kind of leave everybody, and of course most people would probably know, there's a lot more coming to light about those 5 police officers that beat down that guy in Memphis. A lot more than just him being at the wrong place, wrong time, cops beating the shit out of him. Yeah, y'all need to dig into that. That was some ludicrous, evil, hood rat shit those cops pulled.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit behind the scenes, and I'll go ahead and say this clearly in front of everybody. No person ever deserves what happened to that guy, ever.
Nope.
I mean, that was just animalistic is the best way I can say it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It was more than black on black crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, dig into it, Palmetto. Dig into it is all I can tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's underpinnings. And Whitey had nothing to do with it. Just saying. Okay, she knows what we're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just looks to me like they sought that guy out. That wasn't some random shit. And I mean, I would have run like hell too. So
Is there a link for that article? I'll post a video link over in the National that everybody can see. I sent it to T earlier, but I'll share it over with everybody if y'all hadn't seen it. It is not for the faint at heart, I can tell you that.
are you talking about the video you sent me?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that article that talks about it. Him working at FedEx. Let's see.
So we sent some stuff over there. I shared it with everybody, Palmetto.
We're not trying to hold nothing back.
All right. Good show. Good show. We hit on, I don't know, about 5 or 6 topics tonight.
Yeah, we jumped all over. We gave all kinds of things to piss people off.
Yeah, I'm going to start just naming the lives, just talk shit.
Talk shit.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm. Yeah, he posted it, Ozzy.
It's a screen grab that we have from earlier, Ozzy. If you look in there, that's all I've got. But apparently there's more to it. I just haven't had a chance to read it. All right, Sax Man, you're up.
All right.
All you, buddy.
There we go. So I kind of agree with Raji Hashishini. You know, when you have a bad day, fuck it. Just chill. You know, like I always say, man, if you can get away from it for a day or two, do it. And then let's get back in it and fight the good fight. That's all I got.
Good, good. All right, T, all on you, buddy.
All right, words to live by. I agree. Don't let the shit consume you. It's not worth it. Appreciate those around you and the things people around you, people you love, family, friends, loved ones. Don't let all this negative shit suck you down. Be aware of it, and if you're able, do your part to stem the flow per se. That being said, keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to what's going on around you, both nationally, locally, your own backyard, and stay safe out there. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. And just like what we're talking about here, dig into that article. Everything is not what it seems. Don't take it at face value. Do your research. The only way you're going to find out the truth is if you dig below the surface of what they're putting out. Also, keep in mind sleight of hand too, like we talked about earlier. I mean, that's there's one thing going on over here, what they're showing you, and something else going on over here. So you got to keep an eye on the whole situation. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. We talked about a lot of stuff. We'll be back here Thursday. Remember, open mic on Thursday. So any of y'all want to hop on here, I'll post the link in the chat once we get going, and you can just jump on. We'll talk about anything, what y'all know. We love rabbit holes, and we'll run down them and keep on trucking. Ain't no problem. But anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Take care of your family. Y'all watch out for the weather. I know there's been a lot of crazy weather going on in the United States. So y'all be careful out there. And other than that, that's all I got. Thank y'all for coming. T, Saxman, as always, appreciate it, fellas. And we'll catch all y'all Thursday.
Thank you.
Night, everybody.